So it's almost been a full week since Katseye's new EP Wild came out, and I feel like the ratings are starting to come in a lot lower than their last project. I mean, when we look back at the beginning of this year, we started the year off with 6 girls in Katseye, and then we dropped down to 5, and then 4, and then recently the other day there was 3 of them out. So it's just like, what is going on with Katseye behind the scenes? We have Manon on this forced hiatus with no updates. We have Sophia on a hiatus as well. Megan recently just got sick for a day and had to take some time off. And when we look back at the Beautiful Chaos era and then the Wild era, I really do think that someone on Katseye's team is intentionally setting them up. In my opinion, I think the Katseye girls are being sabotaged a little bit. If you're new here, hi, my name is Duanne King. Welcome to my channel. All I ask is that you press the like button, press subscribe so you can join the kingdom. Today's drink of choice is an iced Americano. This is the Kyon special. I have it in most of my videos. If you're watching this right now, could you just comment down below what you're eating or drinking? It's my favorite thing to read. Besides your opinions on the video, I love to know, like, what are you doing while you're watching this? And I can't forget to mention that we have a Discord now where we all hang out and just talk and chit chat, and you guys get to tell me about a bunch of stuff going on. So feel free to join the Discord. And also, I've been loving seeing y'all on my Instagram, okay? Like, support a baddie on Instagram. Like, please, my birthday's coming up, okay? I'm sorry that this is my first video of the week. I was gonna post on Monday, but over the weekend I had a baby shower and like hung out and I got a little bit sick, a little under the weather. But it's Wednesday morning now and we have a lot to talk about. So let's get into why I think Katseye is being sabotaged. Okay. I'm gonna be real. When we look back at the beginning of the year, you know, after Christmas, we're like, okay, we're about to get this new era, and then February comes and Manon gets put on hiatus. Before you start, we already have a series about the mistreatment of Manon on my channel, so this is not gonna be one of those videos. But we had Manon go on hiatus earlier this year, and now we have Sophia on a hiatus, and it's like, when a third of your group is gone, it looks pretty odd. Recently, Megan also got sick, and I just feel like, listen, and this is no shame to them getting sick or taking a hiatus, but we have to sit here and think 3 out of the 6 people in this group are gone. At what point do we sit down and be like, hey, let's reassess the situation? Because it's not healthy to have them working all these hours or doing all these crazy things, you know? And before you start, yes, I know Hybe Geffen, I know Hybe the machine behind them, like they want to overwork them, trust me, I get it. But I truly believe that someone on that team is working a little bit harder to set those girls back. Ever since Katseye debuted, they've always had a few cracks in their team. We're gonna call it cracks for this case, okay? Allegedly, girl. I'm not giving no names on this one. Okay, listen, just take my word or don't, hear my theory or don't, but they always had like cracks on their team since, I want to say honestly, starting the gnarly eras when the cracks really started, because during the Touch debut era, when you were getting Katseye leaks, it didn't really matter because they were such a new group. But I feel like ever since they did Gnarly, Gabriella, Game Boy, like Beautiful Chaos going into this era, why is the whole project leaking? Like, everyone had Beautiful Chaos, Gnarly leaked a month before, like not them on it, but them buying the demo. It leaked a month before. Then 2 weeks before we got like their vocals on it. It was just like, why are we getting this out? Why is this happening to this group? I personally think that if you want this girl group to sell so well and do well, you would not leak their music out so far in advance, because it really does drop the amount of sales that they're going to produce. Sales they're going to produce, sales that they're going to generate for the company, you know, with their projects. Because listen, when Gnarly leaked, everyone hated it. And then also when Gnarly came out, everyone still hated it. But then we swapped. We swapped 24 hours later, okay? Because that performance and Gnarly, like, come on now. Like, we got it. But it's just, that can't happen all the time, which is the problem with this Wild EP, I feel like, especially in this era. Also, and it's no shade, but when we compare the 2 eras of Beautiful Chaos and the Wild era, Beautiful Chaos, we had sets, we had these beautiful, vibrant pictures. And listen, I get it, Wild's not gonna have that, but Wild was on a white wall. The first pictures we got are these white walls, and that may be nice, but not when you have a billion-dollar company backing you. We didn't get these nice Wild pictures until way after the fact, and that's because they had to reshoot everything without Manon in it. Why is your team setting you up so badly that you're now gonna have to remove the one black girl from the group and then water down your whole concept to fit a certain deadline? Why not just keep the one black girl in the group and keep the original pictures? Because when you look at Beautiful Chaos, baby, this is a family. This is a happy home. These are beautiful pictures. Like, this is Beautiful Chaos. This is Katseye. But when we look at Wild, this is not Katseye. Who is this? They're just these girls on a white wall. And that's no shade to Katseye. I love them. They're beautiful. But Hybe Geffen has the budget to put y'all more than behind a white wall, okay? I'm gonna just keep it there. You can do more than a white wall. Okay, I'm gonna be real. 2.5 weeks before Wild came out, a bunch of influencers and content creators, not even Katseye related content creators or TikTokers, got a hold of this EP. I noticed that the people that got a hold of this EP were not like, most of them had a following, whether it was 1,000 followers, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, like they had a somewhat of a following. And it made it more like, the way I would word it is that it feels like it allegedly came from someone on their team. Versus like, you know, if it leaks at a Target store, everyone on the street's gonna have this album. Everyone's gonna have access to it, you know? But I feel like with this wild leak, it was like, oh, I'm gonna give it to select influencers so that they can talk about it and generate more buzz. And I'm sorry, Hybe, Geffen, girl, you can't do that with Katseye. Like, you're setting these girls up for failure, which is why the Wild EP is kind of rolling out the way it does. Not even acknowledging we're missing two people right now. I'm gonna get into it, don't worry. But the reason why I feel like Wild is getting a lot of hate right now is because, girl, before the album came out, everyone was talking about how Bel Air was gonna be such a good song. And then when it came out and like everyone could realize this was a mess, they were like, oh no, what are you doing? I truly believe that within this first week, people would not have spent so much time talking about Bel Air, especially me, if we didn't have a whole 2.5 weeks before to really deep dive into it and address the album. Also with Animal and Hootie Frutti and That Way, listen, I'm gonna be real. That Way, I think it's cute, but it's just cute. I just want to make it clear for some of the people that are watching that don't really grasp onto what I'm saying right now, because I've had this experience with Katseye fans before, but when I say that I feel like they're being sabotaged, I genuinely mean, why are we leaking someone's work 2.5 weeks early? With Gnarly, why are we leaking it out a month before? People that make music and create art, or even if you don't make music or create art, you should be entitled to have your stuff not leaked to people without your consent. Now, obviously, this is under the assumption that the Katseye girls didn't approve this leak, but I don't see the Katseye girls being like, no, go leak the music so no one goes buys our album. You know, like it just doesn't make sense. Because when leaks happen, it's just like, why would I buy the project when I could download it for free? Obviously, you and I watching this, if we're gonna be Katseye fans and we wanna buy something, we're gonna go do that. But the general public, if there's a leak for something, they're just gonna listen to the leak and then just move on. And besides all this leak mess, I think we have a bigger issue at hand with this wild era. I mean, Yoonchae just recently turned 18. And listen, some of y'all, listen, when I first turned 18, no, when I was first 18, maybe I was doing some crazy stuff, but I don't encourage it, okay? I will say when I first turned 18, was I doing anything crazy? Maybe, but girl, I wasn't on a song doing it. I think that's the difference. I think if you want to be 18 and you want to do crazy things and like, you know, be overly showing yourself, that's one thing. If you're not like doing it all online and you're, you know, your people around you and you're safe and you're good. But it's another thing when you have this billion-dollar conglomerate around you and they're pushing you to do things when you turn 18. And you could be watching this being like, how do you know they're pushing her to do something? Simply, you're right, we don't, but I think that it's easy for us to look at the situation and be like, how come when she was 17, they had cutesy, safe music, and the second that she turns 18, it's a switch. Like, it's an immediate switch. Like, come on now. Even Gnarly, I believe, came out when she was still 17 and they had like a moan track on the song, which don't get me wrong, I love Gnarly, but I just feel like if you do have someone that's 17 in this group, come on now, like, come on. And this is me coming from obviously in a little bit older place, and I now realize like the damage that this can cause to the youth. But the youth, oh girl, wait, hold on. I'm like, hold on, I had to catch myself, like, girl, why am I giving past her? Hold on, no, but on a real note, y'all get what I mean. I'm just not trying to, you know, I just like, let kids be kids, let teenagers be teenagers, and they don't have to be pushed into something so woke and grown the second they turn 18. I also think specifically with this era, whether Yoonchae wanted to be super grown or not, that's besides the fact of their audience is mainly children, okay? And it took me a while to really grasp onto this, because if you watch my video, like I think even a week ago, I was just like, it's not their responsibility, like they are not the parent of those children. Now, after some more thought and hearing a lot of people out, I still agree with my original stance of like, Katseye's not your parent, my parent, like they should not have to, you know, be the parents for us. But I do think it's important to acknowledge that when you are promoting yourself to children, that is the problem. I think if Katseye has, not even Katseye, I think if Hybe Geffen was always promoting Katseye to adults, people over 18 or late teens and up, that's a completely different subject. But when Katseye's at the Kids' Choice Awards, or Katseye in the Hootie Frutti video is promoting slime, you know, that's when I'm like, okay, wait, this is a little bit different than like them promoting to adults. And trust me, I'm sure the Katseye girls don't want their followings to be all kids. The Katseye girls are probably like, we're grown, let's go do grown music, let's have a grown audience. And it just sucks that Hybe Geffen is not really letting them do that. Which is another one of the reasons why I feel like Hybe Geffen is allegedly sabotaging them and not letting them, you know, explore and do what they want to do. And just to clarify, when I'm talking about this stuff, I know I might not always say Hybe Geffen or Katseye or whatever, but just know that when we're talking about the situation, the Katseye girls are not in the marketing room. The Katseye girls are not the ones doing all of this stuff, okay? The Katseye girls are sadly in this case, they're a product and they're being told what to do and then they go do it. And over the weekend, I was reading a lot of comments about me saying Katseye was turning into Daniela and the girls, or Daniela and co. And I was reading a lot of comments and it made me just really think about like why I thought about that and why a lot of other people thought like that. And I'm not gonna spend this whole video recapping that whole thing that I talked about, but I just feel like this era does feel like Daniela and the girls, especially in the Hootie Frutti video. Sophia has lines. We're not seeing Sophia. Let's be real. Like, it was just giving, like, it was giving a lot of body shots of Daniela, and yes, she may be comfortable with that. That's not my issue right now. My issue is more of, so if someone else is singing the lines, why are we not singing the girl? Why are we not showing the girl that's singing the lines? I feel like that makes more sense. I mean, when I listen to Sophia, I want to hear Sophia. When I listen to Lara, I want to hear Lara. When I listen to Daniela, I want to see Daniela, you know? Like, show me who's on the vocals right now. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about the chorus or anything when they're dancing, because that's a completely different topic. But I also just feel like a lot of Katseye fans, and personally me, also feel like it's turning into Daniela and the girls, because we thought when Gabriella happened that, oh, these girls are going to start exploring each other's cultures and we're going to have more moments to do things like this. And so when Gabriella happened, mind you, Gabriella is one of my favorite Katseye songs, and I love seeing Daniela dance in it. I love the song so much. It's so beautiful. I was so happy that, you know, Daniela had that moment, because it was just so beautiful to see. But when we get into this era, and now Daniela's also having her moment in Hootie Frutti, it's like, it's a little weird. It's not, I'm not hating on her. It's more of like Hybe Geffen. You know, last era, she just had her moment. What about the other girls' moments? I'm not even talking about Sophia or Manon, because they're on hiatus right now, but there's 3 other girls. When are they going to get their moment too? Are we doing back-to-back Daniela era, and then what? The next era is going to be another back-to-back, and we're just going to have to keep waiting for years and years until all the girls like get their moment? It doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Like, you probably just saw me, my brain lag. I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And you know, y'all know how I feel about Lopsided Bun. Anyone that knows me at this point knows Lopsided Bun and we don't see eye to eye. Some of the things she does, I just don't like. But we have to call a spade a spade. We know Lopsided Bun loves Daniela more than she loves the other girls.
I see parts of myself in Daniela. She is a Latin American. I'm a Latin American. She has been dancing since she was little. I've been dancing since I was little. So it's kind of like, I understand, you know, the weight of how this could change Daniela's life.
And I'm happy that I played that clip right there, because obviously she did not say she loves Daniela more than the other girls. But when you say, oh, I see myself in her, or I know how much this would be in for Daniela, and then you turn around and call Manon arrogant and lazy, and you call Naisha, like, what did she call her? She called her aggressive, when, like, no one there was aggressive, lazy. Like, those are all hardworking girls. Stream Academy girls were also hardworking and nice. None of them were arrogant, lazy, or aggressive. So it's just like, Daniela gets the nice treatment and the nice words, but no one else does. And we're supposed to believe that now there's no favoritism when we know the Lopsided Bun is the manager. This is why I'm saying, like, Hybe Geffen is doing something to Katseye right now that is not in a good way. Katseye has now slowly turned into a 6-member group, to a 5-member group, to a 4-member group, some days a 3, but right now it's really just giving Daniela and the girls. And listen, I'm gonna be real. Daniela, she's T. She can sing well, you know, she dances well. You know, I'm not even gonna throw shade at her. I'm not. You saw I thought about it, but I did not, okay? And the reason why I'm not throwing shade at her, girl, sometimes some of the things Daniela does though, it be a little shady. You see, like, as someone that throws shade, me, Daniela, I peep the shade, okay? Sometimes when Daniela will, you know, comment on someone's Instagram picture, like for instance, Naisha, I consider that shady. I'm gonna be real. That's why I always have, I can't give her 10s fully, okay? I gotta always give her a 9.5. My thing with Daniela has always been, if Naisha was being so anti-black to Manon that Lara had to unfollow her, why couldn't you unfollow Naisha and separate yourself from her? Especially because you and Manon are supposed to be friends. Whether Naisha was your friend first or not, someone invalidating someone's blackness and it hurt them so badly to where another one of your members unfollowed them speaks volumes. And before y'all start, y'all know I love a receipt, so please, let's look at them. But then I go back and I think about Manon's birthday. The Katseye girls like Manon's picture, but Daniela didn't like the picture. And you're like, okay, it's Instagram picture, you're looking too deep. Manon archived the pictures of her and Danny off her Instagram after Danny was seen hanging out with this girl from Dream Academy. And this girl from Dream Academy left a weird comment on Lara's Instagram. It was saying that you're gonna have to hold it down for black and brown girls and it'll make sense later. That is a little shady. Someone that you call your sister and you two share an apartment, you're hanging out with someone that invalidates Manon's blackness. And if you're not black, you probably don't understand the weight of this conversation. So please just sit this one out and listen. And before y'all start, we have receipts for it. Like, the comment was just weird. Also, like, why go and publicly wish Naisha a happy birthday and then go hang out with her like after the fact multiple times and not wish Manon a happy birthday publicly? It's weird. It's just simply weird. And this later half of this video is, now I'm gonna get into the Sophia and Manon situation, because like we gotta open it up. Someone at Hybe Geffen is setting these girls up. There's no reason no reason at all that even if these girls had a contract to where they can't speak about Manon, which we know they don't have a contract. At this point, they don't have a contract. They can speak about Manon if they wanted to. There's no contract in the world these girls signed where they said, you cannot tell Manon happy birthday, but you can go tell the girl that invalidated her blackness a happy birthday. What contract is that? If I'm wrong, I will get on here. Y'all know I'll be like, I am wrong. But that part, I'm not wrong in, okay? That part, I'm not wrong in. The reason why I feel so confident in that is also because the other Katseye girls like Manon's birthday picture, Lopsided Bun and Daniela did not. This is not to send hate to them, but I would just think that Lopsided Bun, I get it. Listen, you love Daniela and you don't like Manon, but I would think professionalism, you would set those 5 girls in the room right now and be like, on her birthday, you better go like this picture and you better go comment on it. And let's keep the sisterhood brand going until we figure this out. But this is why I'm saying someone on that team is sabotaging those girls. I'm not going to say the girls don't play a part in something, but management is playing a bigger part in this. Because a real good management team would be like, listen, I don't know what y'all have going on. This is a job at the end of the day. Let's go to therapy. Let's work this out and let's come and join forces so we can make good music. But instead, Katseye has a manager that called Manon lazy and was being very, very rude to her, and also is supporting someone that was invalidating Manon's blackness. She's Katseye's manager. And I don't think Lopsided Bun is the sole player here, because other people at Hybe Geffen also feel this way about Manon, sadly. Allegedly. I just like, if you're a manager of a girl group, maybe you should take a step back and just look at the whole situation and remove yourself from it. Like, I get it, you don't like one of the girls, but at the end of the day, this is your job. They're not your friends. They're not. Like, I know you're close to them, and I know you're in their proximity every single day, but simply, they're not your friends. These are people you work with. They're your co-workers, and you probably do have love for them. You probably care about them, but come on now, you have to separate that love and think about the business and like treat people fairly. And I'm not gonna call out any names, but I also think that people that are presidents at certain companies or people that sit in certain chairs that can really fire and disable and disarm this behavior that's going on in the company should really use their power to do so, but unfortunately, they're not. And I'm gonna say allegedly when I say this, it's all alleged and in my own opinion, but we all know that a lot of people at Hybe, especially like OG Hybe, they're fine with Manon. They want Manon to stay there. They don't have a problem with Manon. The problem really lies with this new Hybe America staff, or like the Geffen side of staff. And I roll my eyes when I say Geffen because it's like, okay, like, y'all know I understand that Geffen, you know, doesn't play a good role in this company, but Geffen employs hundreds of people, okay? Most of the 100 people don't work with Katseye. That's just, please, let's keep it real. Most of the 100 people do not work with Katseye, okay? When I say Geffen people, I'm really thinking of a solid 3 that I can name, but I'm gonna let them go on today, okay? I really dislike how bad the management is in that company, specifically with Katseye. I would think that if you have 2 members go on a hiatus, you would give them identical messages if they were both about their health. Sophia's message was, it was so nice and so much more clear and more thought out, and it just gave more transparency. Manon's was just like, girl, she's gonna be gone for a minute and we'll let you know when she's back. Why did Manon have to come out and say, hey, I'm happy and healthy and this is out of my control? And then also a few months later have to come out and say, Hybe Geffen and I are having positive conversations. What positive conversation needs to be had about your health? It's either you go to the doctor and you're healthy or you're not. But we all know that this wasn't about her health at all. Also, someone at Hybe Geffen has to be allegedly setting up those girls, because why, when they go out and talk about Manon, they all are giving weird, different statements? As much money and resources that you guys have, you guys should have sat down and said, this is the PR answer we're gonna give, and you better stick to it or don't say anything at all. Because for a moment, they weren't saying anything at all. And we know, girl, trust me, we know they could say something. They could say, oh my God, we love you, because Sophia was on stage and said, hey, shout out to Manon when she was on stage. With Sophia being sick right now, all the girls are like, we love you, Sophia, and we hope you get well soon. But for Manon, they were not saying that. We are only now hearing Manon's voice from the girls because they're now saying it with Sophia. I also think that if this was such a real moment and, you know, the girls actually loved Manon and wanted her back, Manon would have got online and been like, oh my God, thank you guys, I love you, or gave, you know, some type of acknowledgement to the group. But ever since Manon has been on this forced hiatus, Manon has literally not acknowledged being in Katseye at all. And I wanted to say this towards the end and not include it in the leaked portion, just for the people that make it to the end of the video, but I genuinely just feel like Hybe Geffen, when it comes to Katseye, since Manon got put on hiatus, people that work at Hybe Geffen have been leaking stuff out to so many influencers, so many content creators, whether it's on, and I'm not even going to trust Reddit like that. I'm going to say in my case, my personal case, when people have reached out to me and shown where they worked and who they work with and how they know what they know, why are there this many people allowed to do that at this company? Not even that they're allowed to, but why are they doing this? Like, who are you hiring at this company that they're just running their mouths to people online that they don't even know? This is no shade to myself or any other person that has these sources, but it's just like, what are we doing to these Katseye girls? Why are these Katseye girls having all their business leaked to all of these people? Like, really? And on the flip side of that, yes, obviously all the information has allowed me to make this series like the mistreatment of Manon and know kind of what's going on in the background. But still, I just feel like if the company is that big, at the end of the day, y'all need to keep your mouth closed, no more leaks, work out the problem and get the ball rolling. Like, just please, like at this point, it's taking too long. At this point, it's looking like Manon's not coming back, but we've kind of all been on that. I feel like the Katseye girls and the Lopsided Bun are all playing a part in this and playing in Manon being gone in the group. Because simply put, if they weren't, the girls would stand up for each other and they'd be like, no, we want Manon back. Also, I don't think the Lopsided Bun and the Katseye girls realize how much hate they would be getting right now, which is why they're in such a standstill with Manon. A standstill is the best way I can put it. That's the best way I can put it. I don't think Hybe Geffen really understood that, like, Manon has the people behind her. Like, of course they knew she had fans, but I think when you put the one black girl on hiatus, Hybe didn't realize, like, baby, this is not, we're not back in Korea with Hybe. We're in America right now. Manon's our sister. Whether she's not, we don't care if she's born here or not. Manon, that's our sister. And you're not just going to be able to kick her out and, you know, throw her to the side. And I think that's where Manon has the upper hand here, because Manon has a lot of the industry on her side. I mean, besides what, the few of the Geffen team and the few Hybe America team that doesn't like her, a lot of Manon's friends are industry people, and people love Manon. She's just a nice person. So it's just like, if the truth comes out about what's going on in this group, Katseye, y'all might have to really just pack it up and just keep touring worldwide. Like, y'all might have to leave America for a minute and go do something else, because girl, it's gonna get ugly. It's just gonna get ugly. Even if the truth never comes out, if the day they announce Manon is gonna be going on hiatus, those girls better lock their phones, turn off their phones. I don't want them to get hate, but girl, it's gonna be ugly. It's just gonna be ugly. And I feel like the Katseye team and staff know that, and yes, they're still promoting them as 5, promoting them as 4, or promoting them as 3, and doing all these things and not working to get Manon back. It's just so shady. But I've missed y'all. I had a lot to get off my chest today. I will see y'all later this week with another video, trust me. So if you made it to the video, I love you. I'm gonna finally finish my iced Americano now. I only took a baby sip, and I feel like I need this right now. Wait, and if you made it to the end, I love you. Thank you for joining the kingdom. I'll see you later.